Hi there. We're not Matt Price,
Yeah, I am Matt, though.
in case anyone was confused. But we are friends of theirs, and we're super honored to be here playing music with him on the same stage. We just love Matt and Amy and their family, and we're so proud of them for this leap of faith that they're about to take, and we're excited to be here. So we're going to play some original music for you to start the night off. You can't make everything right. No, you ain't gonna win it every time, my friend. You can sit on your pity pad. You can wish for all the things that you never had. Or you can take my hand, spin me twice around, throw your head back now, oh, and laugh out loud. Give in, just give in. You got a face so serious, you got a frown carved out of stone, and your eyes, they're all crinkled up. Oh, but don't you know this is a dream? And if we're lucky for a moment, we can fly above this crazy scene. Yeah, take my hand, spin me twice around, throw your head back now, oh, and laugh out loud. Give in, just give in. Yeah, take my hand, spin me twice around, throw your head back now, oh, and laugh out loud. Give in, give in. Thank you so much. This next song is one of our newer songs. It's kind of about making plans and then it doesn't work out. But not in a sad way, like it works out better than you thought it was going to work out. And doesn't it happen like that? You know, at least half the time. And I was thinking about this song, and I really wanted to play it tonight, just thinking about Matt and Amy and their family just taking off to Nashville. And I'm sure that even a year ago or 2 years ago, they couldn't have imagined themselves in their, Volvo with all their kids and all their stuff and dogs and everything, just taking off to Nashville to follow this dream. And it's kind of how life is. So that's what this song's about. It's called Better Than the Plans We Made.
Like that plan right there. That was pretty cool, wasn't it? Couldn't have planned that one even better.
They say shoot for the moon if you wanna hit the stars. So I shot my arrow straight and true, but I missed the mark. And all the plans I made somehow went astray on my way to you. Better than the plans I made, and every broken heart I wouldn't trade, 'cause you're better than the plans I made. We set out to see the world, to follow our dreams. Point our arrow into the wind and just fly free. But all our plans unfurled when a baby girl came and made a family. Oh, it's better than the plans we made. Oh, better than the plans we made. And every broken dream I wouldn't trade, 'cause it's better than the plans we made. And some days I'm broken down under a dark cloud, and nothing turns out right. But I got no regrets, and this ain't over yet. You never know what's waiting just out of sight. We made, oh, better than the plans we made. And every dark cloud I wouldn't trade, 'cause it's better than the plans we made. Better than the plans we made. It's better than the plans we made. Better than the plans we made. You want to tell them about our boat trip?
This next tune we wrote last year during the winter when it was dark and nasty. That's right.
Winter
We don't
either.
like winter. Yeah. Jenny and I sold everything we owned and a number of years ago now, and bought a sailboat and sailed the Bahamas for about a year. And
Yeah, it was fun.
It was quite the experience. And so last winter when it was dark and drizzly and, coffee just wouldn't quite do it, we sat down and wrote this song reminiscing about the islands.
Yeah, and just the slowness, the slow pace of living in the islands. We miss that sometimes. It's called On and On. Sitting around the living room thinking about getting away, down where it's warm and people move slow, just lay around sunbathed, and no one even knows my name. Yeah, I've been thinking lately we could use some time alone. No more emails and no deadlines, oh, no smartphones. They can call, but no one's home. On and on and on and on we go. Well, honey, leave those dishes lying there in the sink. You pack a bag and I'll get the lights. Don't worry about a thing. It'll be here just the same in a couple weeks. On and on and on and on we go. It's time to hurry up and take it slow. On and on and on and on we go. It's time to hurry up and take it slow. Take it slow. Sitting around the living room thinking about getting away. Let's see.
It's our first time playing this theater, and oh man. And Pete, it's awesome. Sounds amazing.
So because
can we please come back?
Yeah. Kind of because it's our first time playing this theater, I just really want to sing this next song for you guys. And we thought, well, my thought was, I kind of wanted to, we're just going to play a few songs. It's going to be light and fun and airy, and I kind of changed my mind. I really want to sing a gospel song. I hope that's okay with you guys. Is that all right? Okay, good. Because life isn't always light and fun and airy, and sometimes there's struggles, right? And for me, songwriting helps me through those struggles. And I'm realizing more and more that songs and music help everybody through struggles. And I'm just happy to be a part of that connection. I wrote this song. I always dedicate it to the students at Chemawa Indian School. I used to work there, and yeah, they deserve it. And one day was just a particularly difficult day, and I came home, and this song really just kind of came pouring out of me, about the way you're about to hear it right now. So, and it's really a song of hope in my heart. It's called Vessel. Make me a vessel so I can carry on. Make me a vessel so I can carry on in this deep, dark sea. Yeah, yeah, yeah. send me an angel. So I can rise up. Oh, send me an angel, so I can rise up and be free. Yeah, I wanna grow tall and straight right up to the sun, but there ain't been a rain in way too long, and my roots, they've come and gone. Oh, and I used to believe that love would come and find me. Yeah, I used to believe it. Make me a vessel, so I can carry on. Thank you so much. So we're Skybound Blue, also known as Matt and Jenny Banky, also known as Max's parents. And we're going to play one more song for you tonight. We're really having fun. And just stick around. It's going to be just a few minutes. And Matt and his entourage will be up. And it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it.
Blow your minds.
Yeah. Like I'm sitting on top of the world. I got a nice treetop view. I'm safe in the skybound blue. Some things I keep inside. Yeah, some things I hide. You know, some things had left my mouth, oh, but they burned me up inside. Yeah, they're burning me up inside. And don't be fooled, I got aching too. Yeah, I got aching too. I got stripes, yeah, and I got stars. Oh, but underneath it all, baby, I got crooked scars. You know I got a wound so deep, there ain't no dam that's gonna keep from pouring out the sides. Yeah, they're pouring out the sides. And don't be fooled by my cold, dry eyes, 'cause I got a boiling river inside. Don't be fooled by my cold, dry eyes, 'cause I got a boiling river inside. Yeah, I got a boiling river inside. You know I got a boiling river inside. Got a boiling river inside. Yeah, yeah, right here. You know I got a boiling river inside. Yes, I do.
Thank you very much. Again, we're Skybound Blue, and up next, Matt Price.
4 years ago, I played this theater for the first time when I released my first album called Stranded. Boy, I was really nervous then. So I thought we'd start off with that song tonight. A long white dress in a beat-up van, with shaving cream messages and dragging cans. High on love and low on gas. At 1 a.m. we make it, but the only room we could find to rent had a toilet in the corner and a floor of cement and a worn-out blanket on a single bed. And I said, I guess we'll take it. Then I said, I'm sorry, we have to sleep in this old Fleabag motel. You said I'd rather be stranded here with you than be anywhere with anyone else. 10 years later we were broken down in our station wagon 20 miles from town. You took the kids to wait on some shady ground as I tried to be a mechanic. Then a family pulled over in an old Cadillac and said, your kids can squeeze in with ours in the back. And all the way home you rode in my lap and you said, this is kind of romantic. Then I said, I'm sorry, things don't seem to ever turn out too well. You said I'd rather be stranded here with you than be anywhere with anyone else. When I look back, I can clearly see things weren't as bad as they seemed to be. And lately it has occurred to me that the bad times make better memories. Well, I know our life ain't been all roses, and I've had doubts about things I've chosen. And sometimes I feel kinda like Moses searching for the promised land. But I never really have to look all that far, because the greenest grass is always where you are. And the hard times don't seem quite as hard when you're there holding my hand. And baby, I'm sorry life's not easy, but I've got no regrets. 'Cause I'd rather be stranded here with you than be anywhere with anyone else. stranded here with you than be anywhere with anyone else. So, I'm from here. I'm from Silverton, and everything around here has a piece of my history. And this song is one that I wrote while riding my bike between Salem and Silverton. I held my handlebars as my dad held the seat, and I pedaled that Huffy down a dead-end street, past those training wheels and laid on the ground. Just my dad and me, but when I turned around, he was gone. Oh, and I was alone. That rite of passage I must face on my own. Though I fell down, the cuts didn't sting. I was riding on my freedom machine, riding on my freedom machine. Now I'm talking on my cell phone in this traffic jam, and I've been trying to be everywhere but forget where I am. And these years have just gone by so fast. I've traded present for future now. I long for the past, but that's gone. Oh, what have I done? Didn't care about the day till I saw the setting sun. Now I miss the feel of the warm summer breeze, and riding on my freedom machine, riding on my freedom machine. So I'm pumping up tires on my old Schwinn, dusting off spider webs, just like the wind. I'm gone, oh, and I'm all alone. I feel like a kid even though that I've grown. All of life's worries, they don't mean a thing when I'm riding on my freedom machine, riding on my freedom machine. Thank you. So what we thought we'd do tonight, because, well, we can't really play everything because you'd start getting sore and squirming around, and everybody'd race to the bathroom at the same time. So we just really thought we're going to give you a couple from each album and then give you a little taste of where we're going, too. So those were a couple songs from my first album called Stranded. And a few years later, I was lucky enough to start playing with Christiana Zollner, and who's an amazing singer and violinist. And we did a project almost 2 years ago now, which is kind of crazy, called Gallon House. And I learned so much through all of that process, and I thought, wow, this is it. We are going to make it as a duo, and we're going to do this thing. And she had to go and get married and move to the East Coast, and I suppose other things were more important than music sometimes. But I wanted to share a few songs from that album. This one is really the perfect one for all of you guys. This is a song that's about how lucky a person is to have real friends, and it's called Gold. grandpa. He turned 93, and he called me over. He said, son, would you listen to me? One thing I learned, oh, now that I've grown old, take care of your friends, son. They're more precious than gold, more precious than gold, more precious than diamonds. Can't be bought nor sold. Oh, you just got to find them. Oh, and when you do, you never let them go. No, 'cause a true friend is more precious than gold. Well, I've seen men with all the things they own. They got it all together, oh, but they're all alone. I bet they trade it all if they only could find a few friends more precious than gold, more precious than gold, more precious than diamonds. Can't be bought nor sold. Oh, you just got to find them. Oh, and when you do, you never let them go. No, 'cause a true friend is more precious than gold. So when you're making your money, and as you gather your wealth, if you're thinking nobody other than yourself, you'll be as poor as a beggar, even though your pockets are full. If you ain't got true friends, more precious than gold, more precious than gold, more precious than diamonds. Can't be bought nor sold. Oh, you just got to find them. Oh, and when you do, you never let them go. No, 'cause a true friend is more precious than gold, more precious than gold, more precious than diamonds. Can't be bought nor sold. Oh, you just got to find them. Oh, and when you do, a true friend is more precious than gold. No, 'cause a true friend is more precious than gold. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Brian Bergstrom on the bass guitar. And that's Jeff Icavino on the drums. And now, because I'm sure you already miss her singing, we're going to invite Jenny Banky back up to the stage here. I was hoping you'd be close by. I thought you were going to introduce me behind the curtain. So, like Jenny mentioned, we've really been super fortunate to have made this friendship this last year, and it's funny. There is a common theme between, well, three of us here. We've all met. We've all recorded albums with Rob Stroop up in Portland, and both of the albums that I've done currently are up there, and then met Brian through him, and Jenny and Matt. So when we did our Gallon House CD, probably my favorite song on the album was one of those ones that could only be done as a duet. So there was like a lot of the other songs on the album, I was like, sweet, I can still sing that. Yeah, I can sing both parts. But then there was this one, and I was like, man, it just doesn't work right. I like tried to sing a falsetto one. It just didn't work right. So when Jenny and Matt agreed to to come and play tonight. I was like, oh, perfect. We can play that song. I never get to play. So she agreed to do it. I'm happy. This song is called Favorite Things. Why are you still wearing that old sweater? It's so stretched out, nearly hangs down to your knees.
Well, I guess I could change into something better to remind you why you fell in love with me.
Oh, baby, that's okay, I don't mind. In fact, it gives me confidence in this love of yours and mine. 'Cause you won't trade me up, throw me out, or cash me in. 'Cause you never get rid of your favorite thing.
Why are you still fixing that old car?
Ooh, you know, it's one of a kind.
Well, the rest of them are rusting in the junkyard.
Well, that's never gonna happen to mine.
Oh, baby, that's okay, I don't mind. In fact, it gives me confidence in this love of yours and mine. 'Cause you won't trade me up, throw me out, or cash me in. 'Cause you never get rid of your favorite things.
There's nothing you've got to do to impress me. Every day is what you do, just in the woman that you are.
Well, I guess I could take back this brand new sexy lingerie.
Whoa, hold on now, I wouldn't go that far. Oh, baby, let me take your hand in mine. For love like ours, others search a lifetime to find. And you won't trade me up, throw me out, or cash me in. 'Cause you never get rid of your favorite things. No, you won't trade me up, throw me out, or cash me in. 'Cause you never get rid of your favorite things. And I know I'm one of your favorite things. Jenny Banky again. So, yes, you know when you go to a concert and nobody plays anything you know? Oh, it's so frustrating. So we thought we better play at least a few you know. But we also thought that this is a lot about the future as well. So I wanted to do a few from each album, and I wanted to share with you some new stuff as well. So this is a very new one, not recorded anywhere. It's called If the Sky Opened. When I first met you, I wondered how you couldn't see that you could do so much better than me. But when you meet the girl of your dreams, that's not the sort of thing you say. You cross your fingers and pray that she'll stay. Oh, if the sky opened and God himself descended like a dove. Oh, that's the kind of miracle it is. You give me your love. When you first met me, my head was full of dreams, but things don't work out like they seem. So what if this is all there is, and there's nothing waiting round the bend? Would you still love me? Would you still want me then? Oh, if the sky opened and God himself descended like a dove. Oh, that's the kind of miracle it is. You give me your love. Oh, if the sky opened and God himself descended like a dove. Oh, that's the kind of miracle it is. You give me your love. Oh, that's the kind of miracle it is. You give me your love. So probably the big question is like, why does somebody actually move to Nashville, and what sort of magical thing happens there? Well, I don't know. Oh, actually, I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a little bit. But one of the amazing things in Nashville, what happens is most songs that people write, or most hit songs, are written by several people. And so there's this whole kind of co-writing culture where songwriters get together and write with other songwriters. And I think one of the descriptions that people give for it, it's kind of like if I took a tennis ball and threw it at a wall, it would bounce back, more or less the same each time, and I could probably even catch it. But if you're playing catch with another person, well, especially one of my children, but you never know exactly where they're going to throw the ball back. So if I'm going to write a song, if I throw out my ideas, it's going to kind of follow this same pattern. But if I sit down in a room with a different person, it's kind of like a chemistry experiment. You never really know what you're going to get. And so this last year, I've been going to Nashville some with kind of the intention of writing with different people. And it's kind of intimidating, right? You're going to go and, like, say, what if it was you and me, and we're going to, like, hey, let's go sit down in a room and think of something amazing. And let's give ourselves, I don't know, a couple hours to do something, like, earth-shattering. Sure, that sounds good, no pressure. But what it ended up having just these amazing experiences with a few people, and this one girl that I met with, her name's Olivia Rudine, and Amy and I had met her at a conference down in California. But we started, I don't know if you've noticed, but sometimes I have kind of weird ideas. I write songs about some unusual things. And we started, like, I brought an idea in there, and we started going back and forth, and it was like, wow, this is somebody that thinks about things almost as strangely as I do. This is amazing. So anyway, 5 hours later, we had written this song. It's probably the sweetest love song in the world, and it's called Doomsday. You know, you try to write that song that's never been written, I think it's one of those. I don't know this. I never heard this one before. I'm like, oh, shoot, somebody else wrote Doomsday. No, I think it's a first. Pastor Evans finally heard from Jesus, and Armageddon starting Friday night. So he dropped his Sunday best off at the cleaners, so he'll be starched and pressed for the end of time. Honey, now I don't mean to scare you. I see you've hardly touched those pancakes on your plate, and you've been reading that headline about North Korea and its missile pointed at the USA. And I can see you're worried these things might come true. It might sound funny, but I kinda hope they do. 'Cause we can drag our Airstream out to the pasture, turn it into a fallout shelter, bury it down 10 feet underground, and live safe and sound for a week or two. Outside, the world may be going up in flames, but it's all cool as long as I can spend doomsday with you. We'll stock the shelves with Twinkies and tequila and anything else that'll keep for a while. The only electricity would be between us. I've always loved the way you look in candlelight. We'll drag our Airstream out to the back pasture, turn it into a fallout shelter, and bury it down 10 feet underground, and live safe and sound for a week or two. Outside, the world may be going up in flames, but it's all cool long as I can spend doomsday with you. Always were the only one on earth for me, so if we really were the only ones, I guess it wouldn't bother me. So if Pastor Evans finally called it, if someone pushes that big red button in an Airstream down 10 feet underground, we'll live safe and sound for a week or two. Outside, the world may be going up in flames, but it's all cool as long as I can spend doomsday with you. funny, but I almost hope it all comes true. You think, what? So it's kind of a different show because it's a concert, but we also have something special to share with you as well. So I'm not going to give it too much explanation to start with, but we have a video to share here. Well, I guess I'll give it a little bit. So I have a new single that's coming out. It's being released tomorrow, and the song's called "Love or Bust." And it's kind of all about going all in life and giving everything you have for the person that you care about. And while it's not exactly the same thing, I thought, wow, we're kind of going all in here in our life, and we're really kind of putting everything on the line. And so we have this whole Nashville or bust thing. And I thought, wow, wouldn't it be cool to have this new song, but then tell this story about what our family's doing right now. So that's the premise behind this video. I'm going to start that screen coming down.
I know it's the middle of the night, and showing up like this here on your front steps, well, I sure hope that's alright. I know we said that we'd be fine. Absence makes hearts grow fonder, but I couldn't take it any longer, so I drove 1,200 miles just to be by your side. 'Cause I couldn't just wait around and let this treasure that I found turn to rust. Oh, baby, I'm all in. I'm betting every dream I have on us. Here I am, love or bust. I've heard there's about 300 million people living in the United States, and then roughly 51% of them are women. But if I ever had to make a new start and find somebody who I love as much as I love you, tell me, how could I do that if you have my heart? So I couldn't just wait around and let the treasure that I found turn to rust. Oh, baby, I'm all in. I'm betting every dream I have on us. Here I am,
So guys, what you do when you like did like a cool performance, you have to all hold hands like at the end, and then you all bow at the same time. Are you ready? Ready? So what we thought what tonight is it's a concert, and this decision going to Nashville is sure it's something that I'm doing for my music, but really it's kind of what we decided what works for us. And over the last few years, I've kind of gone back and forth on trying to do things as a songwriter and thinking, oh, do I want to try to get my songs to other people, or do I want to try to make it as an artist and tour around and do all of these things? And boy, we got a lot of kids. I mean, look at this. I mean, and I just decided that's more than I want to be gone. And so to do things as a songwriter, Nashville is really kind of the place to be. And again, I'd have to be gone quite a bit, so we thought, you know what? These guys are little. Let's just let's go there and figure things out there. And I have a wonderful wife who's willing to kind of go out on a limb for me and do this adventure. So give her a huge round of applause.
We don't ever want to wonder, well, what if we would have, or anything like that. It's funny how you have people come up to you, and the jeweler downtown, he's like, oh, what are you doing? And I was telling her a story, and he's like, oh, I wish I would have, done that when I wanted to be this, go into baseball and try out for that, and now I regret that, and we don't want to have the regret. So we're going to do it, and it's going to be exciting.
So one more time for all these stars here.
Oh, do you want to say something?
Oh, that's scary. No.
Come here.
Well, I want to invite a couple other special guests that really have made this possible. So if we could have Michelle Falgren come up here.
Now what? Hi. Oh.
So this is Michelle Falgren. She is the mastermind behind the whole video. And we're lucky enough to be neighbors, and Michelle's helped out with tons of things for my music recently. If you have seen anything that's in the paper recently, those are all her pictures. And all the posters and even your little download cards and the lover bus and all of these things, it's all Michelle. And so we're super thankful for her. So give her a huge round of applause. And one thing I wanted to say too is kind of got this crazy idea of doing this whole thing, I think, on a plane ride back from Nashville. I'm like, oh, this would be cool. It's easy. I'm kind of like my dad. I'm kind of a big picture guy. And then once all the details come together, it's like, oh, wow, there's really a lot of work to do as well. So it's a good thing that there's a lot of other people that are way better at that than me. Michelle's one of them. And it was this thing that if Michelle couldn't do this video, because we'd seen some of the things she'd done before in some of these videos, and if she couldn't do it, we were just going to not do it. I mean, there was nobody else that we thought could really have that kind of creative way to tell our whole story, and we're just we think that Michelle's amazing. So. Thank you.
I'm glad I wore my big shoes tonight. It's funny when Matt and Amy came to me with this project a few months ago, right after he was just on fire from being in Nashville and all these great ideas. As I was driving here, I'm like, man, that was just like yesterday. And all of a sudden, here we are, and here's all these people supporting them and this crazy adventure and this huge leap of faith. And 1,000 times over, I'm so thankful to have been a part of that. And like Matt said, it's great that we were neighbors, because sometimes I'd get these texts, hey, we're doing this, can you come film? Sure, hang on, let me make sure a battery's charged, or, it was awesome. And so over the last few weeks, we've shared a lot of meals together, and what you didn't see is about half a second after Logan had the bucket on his head, he's running through the backyard, and he's like, boom, right into all Amy's flowers. And I'm so bummed I cut it, but he took the bucket off, and he's like kind of looking around like, oh, dude, that wasn't good. It was awesome. But, you can't write this stuff. You cannot make this stuff up. So it was really fun to be a part of their family in this kind of intimate way, where I'm just following everybody around with the camera, and these kids were great, the family was great, and I loved the result, and I'm just so glad that I got to be a part of it. So bittersweet that they're leaving, but hey, we're gonna have a great welcome back concert when they decide to come back and visit. So we'll fill the theater again.
One other person that really has to be here, and I didn't tell him that I was going to call him up here, and he might be kind of angry at me for it. But I was wondering if Brian Bergstrom could come up here.
No warning.
So if I would have told Brian that I was going to do this, he probably would have said it was a really bad idea. So
This is a terrible idea.
the reason I had to that I had to have Brian up here is because that song that you heard, "Love or Bust," how many times have we recorded it?
I think we've recorded maybe 6 versions.
Yeah.
At least 6 versions.
So Brian, we met like 4 years ago, right?
You were playing a show at Boone's, yeah.
And I was recording with Rob, and then he talked to me about Brian Bergstrom and Jettison Band, Brian's band. And anyway, we kind of like the last few years gotten to know each other, and then Brian started recording some music too. And so sometimes I'd come to Brian and like, hey, I got a new song to work on, and yeah, we'd work on a few tracks here and there. But seriously, I'd start to get embarrassed after a while, because I keep rewriting things. I write something, and we spend all this time, and Brian mixes it. He puts all these instruments and everything on it, and then I'll call him up later. I'm like, I kind of changed it. Can we re-record that? So when I'd start to say, hey, guess what I want to record? He's like, Love or Bust,
Love
right?
or Bust, yeah. Seriously, 6 versions. Last night I was kind of pulling up different versions just to give a listen, and came across some pretty interesting takes, and I'm glad he stopped writing on this version, because it's definitely the best.
I think one of the funniest moments was just when we were trying to finish up this version. I'm like, hey, Brian, I got this great idea. There's one part we can have all the drums drop out, and I'll just be there, and I'll be clapping. And it'll be so cool. We can do these cool effects. And then he played it back. I don't know how he was even keeping a straight face as I was trying to record this in the studio.
I made him do it 4 times. And I panned it, all the way hard right, all the way hard left, up the center, and then I had him do off beats, and we spent some time on it. He really wanted some hand claps on this too, and then we listened back, and
yeah, I think you were actually I think I figured out he was just messing with me. He's like, ooh, here, do another take, and he's there just this is so horrible. But
you have to have fun somehow.
But Brian spent so many late nights. He's done so many man, all these recording projects. He was instrumental in the Gallon House project too. He played bass on that. And then the last couple of years playing live shows and the last few recordings, including the one that you just saw in the video. So, Brian Bergstrom. Thanks, buddy. So, on a Monday, we were seriously pretty much freaking out, and we're going to Nashville. We didn't have that many things figured out, and we're kind of talking, like, should we really do this? And really weren't sure. And on Tuesday, I got 2 calls from 2 different schools in Nashville. When we move there, I'm going to be teaching Spanish in a high school. So, so we have a job, which we're pretty thrilled about. So it feels like we're starting to cross the threshold where it's like, as of Tuesday, I didn't have a job in Salem, and we had a job in Nashville. It's like we're starting to crest this hill, and hopefully we'll be on some downhill for a little while, but I don't think we're there yet. But it's been a journey and a huge faith-stretching thing for us, and we've kind of realized that there are certain things that we thought, man, I thought it would be way easier than this, but God didn't want us to feel like we could do this on our own. And I'm just going to lay it out there and admit that I don't always trust God unless I really, really have to. It's like, shoot, we've already tried everything. I guess I'm going to have to trust God. So I feel like that's the spot where we had to be on this, and it wasn't until we just kind of give up and say, man, we don't have a clue. We think this is right, but we need some help here. So we're really thankful for things that have happened. We're thankful for the job, and we have so many questions, but you know what? It's going to be all right. We trust that God has a good plan for us. And we're just diving in. So a little, oh, seriously, he's going to talk again? A little bit about this song. When I did go to Nashville the last time, I took this song on a recording that Brian had made, recording number 5. And I entered it in kind of this group of songwriters. Everybody brought a couple of songs, so there was about 500 songs at a Nashville Songwriters Association conference, so people from all over the place. And then a whole bunch of publishers listened to all these songs, and then they picked out 12 that they wanted people to play at this big songwriter festival in Nashville called Tin Pan South. So it's a really cool festival. Basically, it's the sort of place where every song that you hear on the radio, you're just watching some guy in a coffee shop or little tiny place, like, oh yeah, I wrote this one for this person and this one for that person. And they since they selected one of my songs, I was one of those 12 people. Thank you. And so I got to go on the same stages as all these other people as the festival, and people had written all these number 1 hits, and like, wow, this is cool. I could get used to this. And so it was kind of a little motivation to finish this song and do version number 6. And when I did play it there in Nashville, these people did this cool thing. I'm really not a person to, push people to clap, because I figure you gotta feel it. You have to, like, if you're clapping along in a song, it's like, man, it's no fun to clap if somebody expects you to clap and then you feel like stopping. And so I'm not gonna tell you to clap. If you start feeling it partway through the song, you can do that. That's fine, but don't start at the start, because you might not have stamina to make it all the way through. So you just feel it out for a while, see how it goes, and then if you're like, 2 minutes into the song, you're like, I guess I could do it. I could get into that. Or if you don't, that's fine too. But there's this one part that I think that you guys can all do. It's super easy. It's only one word. It's just oh. It goes kind of like this. I'll do it for you once, then you'll learn it. It goes like this. Oh, oh, oh. Seem all right? Here we go. Oh, oh, oh. We'll do it once more. Oh, oh, oh. Now you'll actually have to listen to the song, and because that's going to come up later, and you know the words, so you're expected to do that now. Okay, we're going to start for real now. Ready? Oh, oh, oh. I know it's the middle of the night, and showing up like this here on your front steps, well, I sure hope that's alright. I know we said that we'd be fine. Absence makes hearts grow fonder, but I couldn't take it any longer, so I drove 1,200 miles just to be by your side. 'Cause I couldn't just wait around and let the treasure that I found turn to rust. Oh, baby, I'm all in. I'm betting every dream I have on us. Here I am, love or bust. I've heard there's about 300 million people living in the United States, and then roughly 51% of them are women. But if I ever had to make a new start and find somebody who I love as much as I love you, tell me how could I do that if you have my heart? So I couldn't just wait around and let the treasure that I found turn to rust. Oh, baby, I'm all in. I'm betting every dream I have on us. Here I am, love or bust. Oh, 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 oh. Couldn't just wait around and let the treasure that I found turn to rust. Oh, baby, I'm all in. I'm betting every dream I have on us. Here I am, love or bust. Here I am, love or bust. Thank you guys so much. Oh, no, it didn't hurt that bad. That was the part where I was going to walk off the stage, and then you guys were going to go like, yeah, no, more. I'm too tired to fake it. So, all right, you asked for it. My wife really likes this next song. But the band hasn't learned it yet. This is a song I wrote also last time I was in Nashville with a great songwriter, really talented singer called Rachel Perry. And I kind of came in with this song idea, a bit of an idea and a chorus, and brought it in. I'm like, I don't know what you want to write about, but I got this one. It's about a ukulele and how it's so happy and stuff. She's like, oh, I love the ukulele. So about an hour and a half in, we just had this song, and it was completely done. And it was like, well, it's been fun. Now what are we going to do? So it's like, it was a pretty amazing songwriting session. We wrote this song called Ukulele. And as I sing it, just try to imagine that I kind of imagined her singing it, and she's a 20-year-old girl. So they're not all things I'd say exactly. Oh, 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 oh. I slept through my alarm, spilled my coffee, running to my car, tried the key, but it wouldn't even turn over. So now I'm riding on the bus instead. Uh-oh, did I forget to turn off the kettle when I walked out the door? And I don't know how you always know exactly what I need, but you met me on a bench with a coffee and a kiss and a bagel with strawberry cream cheese, and you plucked my heartstrings, and the sound they're making is going something like la 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 la, love you baby. I can't feel bad any time that you're near me. It's like trying to play a sad song on my ukulele. Oh, 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 oh. I thought about you all day long, all the way till I got home. Found a soaking wet, burned up pile of rubble where my house used to be. Don't know how long I was standing there when you showed up out of thin air, took my hand and said, do you want to go get some ice cream? And I don't know how you always know exactly what I need, but the flower that you made me from the napkin on the table was the prettiest thing that I'd ever seen. And you plucked my heartstrings, and the sound they're making is going something like la 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 la, love you baby. I can't feel bad any time that you're near me. It's like trying to play a sad song on my ukulele. It's like trying to play a sad song on my ukulele. Oh, 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 oh. Just this morning, saw a guy holding rose in his hand. You said there's a lucky woman waiting for that man, but I said he's the one who thinks he's gonna get lucky tonight, or else he's making up for some stupid fight. And I know that maybe I ain't sweet enough, but I'm your lemon, baby, so pucker up. When I buy you gifts, I get you practical things, like a new set of dishes or a washing machine. Oh, why waste good money on some fancy lingerie when nothing looks as sexy as nothing anyway? And I know that maybe I ain't sweet enough, but I'm your lemon, baby, so pucker up. Well, I can't help the way I was made, but you and me, sugar, we make sweet, sweet lemonade. And I know that maybe I ain't sweet enough, but I'm your lemon, baby, so pucker up. Oh, I know that maybe I ain't sweet enough, but I'm your lemon, baby, so pucker up. Well, I could not feel more love and appreciation for all you guys here than I do. It's really, it's an honor to play for you. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I hope that as you guys all came in, I hope you got a download card for the song Love or Bust. It's supposed to be up tomorrow, but it's actually up already. So I was kind of nervous if I waited till tomorrow, and it didn't really happen. Tell all these people that. So I actually released it today. So please, if you didn't get one of those cards, make sure you get one before you go. Also, if you want to have something and you want to kind of remember this concert, because I know I do, I have a stack of posters. There's about 40 posters, I think. So if you want to take home a poster, feel free to do so. Let's see if I have anything else intelligent to say. Oh, yeah. And I think you got a little slip of paper as well. Now, don't get me wrong. You guys being here is the most amazing support. I could never ask for more. You guys are incredible. That being said, no, if we are going to release this video online tomorrow, and if you guys want to share it and you want to support our family, I'll just asking if you enjoy it and you want to share it with some people who might want to see what our family's doing. It's not asking for any sort of money contributions, just kind of get the word out about what our family's doing and share that video with people. So I think on my website there'll be links for it tomorrow, and I put that on a little half sheet of paper you guys got. Wow. Thank you so much. And we got one more song for you tonight, and hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. And I got to say thanks to Pete. Guys, give Pete Yoakum a huge round of applause. we've played here. I've played here 4 times now, I think, at the Grand, and I don't ever remember it sounding so good. So thank you. Things don't last like they used to. At least that's what the old timers say. So to what should I compare my love for you if everything around us fades away? I've been searching so hard, just trying to find the words to show you my love is here to stay. I know they won't end up in no Hallmark card, but I hope they make you smile anyway. 'Cause I'll stick to you just like oil to the beaches down in the Gulf of Mexico. And baby, my love will radiate like the sun shining down through the hole in the ozone. And my love for you will never grow old till styrofoam decomposes and a Twinkie grows mold. Too many times I've seen the damages of building a love on shifting ground. But just like the smog over Los Angeles, my love for you will always hang around. 'Cause I'll stick to you just like oil to the beaches down in the Gulf of Mexico. And baby, my love will radiate like the sun shining down through the hole in the ozone. And my love for you will never grow old till styrofoam decomposes and a Twinkie grows mold. Oh, my love for you will never grow old till styrofoam decomposes and a Twinkie grows mold. Thank you, guys. You're amazing.